Hey guys, welcome back to our Big Lift Sexy Time Mobility Series by Bakerbuilt. Today, this video series we're in is about the big lifts: back squat, deadlift, bench press, strict press. This video is about the barbell row, or just row, bent over row using dumbbells, kettlebells, sandbags, whatever weight you've got. We're going to talk about it today as if we were using a barbell, but really any implement where you can pull and really engage your upper back muscles this is applicable to. The row is not as utilized by as many people as it should be. The muscles in your posterior, everything from your calves to your butt to your upper back, those are the muscles that help you thrive. Those are the ones that give you, life. They're the ones that hold you upright, that allow you to walk, that do all these things. And we just kind of neglect them, especially because we spend so much time in this rounded posture while we're sitting. We should be rowing a lot. We should be pulling weight back like this to engage those pulling muscles. And so this video is going to help you get prepped for adding that into your workout program if you're not already doing it. If you're already doing it, you're ahead of the curve. So the way to prep properly for this is hitting kind of, the big muscles that we're going to be using: upper back, lats, forearms, hands, that kind of stuff. I like to be sort of thorough with it and hit kind of everything through the chain. If you want to hit some mobility for the lower body as a part of this, and it's not a bad idea if you have a problem in, your hips, your glutes, your hamstrings. For that information, I recommend going back and watching the deadlift video and the lower body portion for setting up like this, because there is some similarity in how you're going to position yourself. In the bent over row, you're still, you're pushing the knees back, you're engaging the hamstrings and the butt at the same time that your chest is up, your back is flat, and you've got a barbell that you're pulling to your chest and bringing back down. So while we're doing that, there is some engagement there. The mobility there really helps. So back to what we were talking about though. If I'm in my deadlift, if I'm in my row position and I'm standing, we'll just pretend I'm standing, the row basically takes the weight from here up to my chest and back down. Huge engagement in the upper back and the lats. And so for that, we're going to start with a little bit of foam roller work. I'm going to lay back on my foam roller. I'm going to start at the bottom of the rib cage in this instance, and I'm going to slowly work up each vertebrae one piece at a time until I get all the way up to my traps and my shoulders right there. Taking a little bit of time and going through each vertebrae like it's a section is a very thorough way of getting into your stuff that you need to. It's going to help keep your chest, you bring your chest up, keep your back flat, nice and tight. It's going to be a big piece of this. The other thing you can get into is kind of rolling to the side, hitting the lats, hitting that serratus anterior, kind of getting into the stuff. Back of the shoulder, getting the rotator cuff, often ignored, but crucial in life. Kind of work that for a little bit. Getting about 4 minutes on this area is going to be huge. From there, we'll kind of work our way down the chain. You can get into the triceps and the biceps a bit using your foam roller. So I'm going to just lay back here and work the tricep. I always find a couple of chunky knots in there whenever I'm rolling my triceps. They just always seem to show up. Regardless, the bicep is a tough one, but it can be done. Not really with the foam roller, but I like to use the lacrosse ball. And what I'll do, kind of take it, and I will just put pressure on my bicep and roll up and down. Works with a lacrosse ball if you've got a ball that's pretty knobby. They sell them, on the internet now. You can look up lacrosse ball or mobility tools. You'll see ones with little spikes. Those guys, if you roll them up and down in your bicep, are great because they tend to poke into the area and kind of get a little more purchase while they're working, I find anyways. But working the bicep is huge. Most of us never think about the bicep in mobility, but it's actually kind of important because you use them a lot. If you're holding anything, if all you do is hold a cup of coffee, your bicep is engaged in some fashion. So take some time and pay attention to that muscle. Working further down, the forearms, also huge. Big with the lacrosse ball here. The foam roller is not as effective. It can be a little hard to get the right angles. I like to take the lacrosse ball, hold it against the wall, pin it with my forearm, and then roll up and down. For the bottom, I like to take it and set it on a tabletop, and then I can, get adequate pressure in the muscles there. The forearms are a big, complicated piece. I've said this before in previous videos. You got a lot of muscles running through the top, you got a lot of them running through the bottom. And they get bound up because we use our hands all the time, and these muscles allow us to use our hands effectively. So they get a lot of action, whether you type, whether you write, whether you're a mechanic, you use hand tools. Take some time to take care of them. And then finishing down the chain, the hands. Not huge, not necessarily like a big make or break for your barbell row, but if we're taking care of everything else, might as well take care of their hands too. If you're changing the oil on your car, you might as well change the air filter too. So, 2 ways to do this. I sometimes will like to do a little bit of self-massage, where I'm just getting in with my thumb and my other fingers in the opposing hand, and just working the tissues. Doesn't need to be a lot of pressure, but you'll definitely find some sensitive stuff, and spend some time there, a couple of minutes, 30 seconds on each hand, just kind of get through there. If you use your lacrosse ball, set it on the floor, tabletop, box, whatever you got handy. Straighten your arm, so that the elbow is nice and straight, not bent, and put some pressure on it, and then roll it back and forth. Keep in mind that through any of this stuff, we only want the intensity to be around a 6 out of 10, with 10 being just excruciating agony. You never want to be at a 10. Nobody needs to be at a 10 for most things in life. Definitely not with mobility. So keep it at a 6, people. Keep it at a 6. So, after running through that series, you should be you should be well prepped for your workout, or if you're doing it after, great cool down to help expand your range of motion in these different parts of your body. All right, guys, get out there, give it a shot. Let me know how it goes. If you have any questions, please feel free to message me, and I would love to hear from you guys. So I will talk to you guys later. Have a good one.